What is going on, entertainment? So I'm coming to y'all with a long-awaited recap for episode 2, Justice Cabaret, Texas. Before I get started, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know what y'all think about this video, okay? So shout out to Joseline. Like, she really do be coming through with the bops. She said, I like the way you are. 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 We gonna need another video for that, Joseline. Where the video at? Because I like that song more than Damila. Damila, my sister speaks Spanish. I had to ask her what the hell that damn mean. Like, oh my God. Anyways, the episode continues and we still see Wet Wet still fighting in ball gowns with the rest of the girlies. Okay, it really does give merit to medicine when Heavenly, said he's fighting in ball gowns. Okay, when Mariah and Quad and Toy was fooling around by the pool and they almost fell in the pool. I'm really surprised none of the Zeus producers convinced one of the other Cabaret girls to not push each other in the pool for the shock factor of it all. But the girls ended up in the pool by the end of the night, but not due to somebody pushing them in it. What makes it worse, the Cabaret girls fight with no precision. They fight so damn messy. They fight like they dancing. I'm like, damn. Especially Danny Ratatouille ass. She's like a damn squirrel. Like, they just up and down through by the pool, hitting the pavement. Jocelyn had to watch out at one point because they almost knocked her big wig over. Shout out to Raven. When I tell y'all, when they showed this on the screen, I literally screamed. Raven is funny without trying sometimes, and that was hilarious. So Danny attacks Wet Wet, damn near puts her into a chokehold, slams her to the ground. I know Wet Wet is just so sick of the Cabaret bruises. Like, you get them like every season that you come on. I'll be sick of that crap. Every 2 seconds, I'm getting bruised up around the same time every year. Like, no, I'm good. She ends up getting bruised the hell up. Next thing you know, her and Dre get into about 2 rounds. The first round, they were sort of like tugging at each other. The second round, Danny was kind of sticking Wet Wet at one point, but then Wet Wet kind of, gained her composure by the time security got in between them. They started separating them. Andrea putting up her set. Clearly, Andrea has some training because last season I never seen her put up her set like that. I said, bitch, somebody taught you how to put up your set, girl, so that way they don't knock you upside your head, to be honest, because she was making sure that she was protecting her face and putting up her set so that way she's ready for the next squabble, okay? So Jocelyn's just like, I think my husband was right that Wet Wet. I don't think she gonna be a good house mom. This bitch just fighting and she's starting so much drama. I'm like, Jocelyn, please. Jocelyn knew exactly why she brought Wet Wet back. I feel like she brought Wet Wet back to humiliate her, clown her, shame her, a wig or two. Like, come on now. You know exactly what you bought Wet Wet for. She's entertaining. She's entertaining, and also she's also somebody that some people laugh at and some people laugh with. So let's just not act like you don't know the reason why you made her the house mom. Now, Wet Wet though, she should have played a little smarter, in my opinion, and I came so hard. Although, without her, the first couple of episodes would have been a little bit boring. So I'm kind of glad she did. But if she wanted to stay there to me the entire season, she should have played a little bit smarter and waited till maybe the middle of the season to sort of get at Danny and Drea, to be honest. Child, they do a cheers to the $50,000 because don't forget, Joss is giving away the big bag, okay? Nally Nunn, eat your heart out. She giving away 50K and Wet Wet ends up cheering with Drea. They end up piecing it out. I'm glad that ended up happening because Wet Wet knows, I still feel like she was dead ass wrong for talking about her mothering, knowing what she's gone through with her own kid. Wet Wet, I still gonna stand on that. So I'm glad that they were able to kind of patch it up because to me it was never that deep for them to go there with each other. And next thing you know, as Drea's walking away, she grabs the wig from Isis. Okay. Now the way she grabbed it was like, give me this. She was like, give me this. She grabbed it and she's walking away. And the ISIS girl with the dress, she was about to squabble her. Now, I will say though, Drea, I appreciate your boldness, but that girl looked like she would whoop your ass. Niche. Okay, she grabs the wig and she walking away. Dre's talking her ish. The ISIS girl talking her ish back, and then we get basically Joseline kind of gathering the girls and introducing the house mom Wet Wet. Wet Wet was looking like alfalfa. Okay, she had that honeycomb braid all across her head, scratched up like. I'm sorry, I just couldn't be looking a mess on TV like that repeatedly. Like it's like every season we just see Wet Wet looking atrocious after fights. That's just not a no bueno. Like imagine how they gonna do you on Baddies Wet Wet. I know Wet Wet want to go on Baddies so bad, but I feel like they're gonna do her the worst if she ends up on there. So the new girls are basically popping their ish to the OG girls like Raven and Black Diamond. Black Diamond feels like she doesn't need a house mom. Some about Black Diamond is still very racist and condescending to me. Like, girl, shut up. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, girl, talking about, oh, I don't need anybody to wake me up. I don't need titty tape. I don't need this. I don't need that. Please. You need maternity leave. How about that? Like, it's just like, oh. Anyways, the new girls are sort of popping their ish to the girlies or whatever, and they feel as if they could replace the OG girls. Now I do feel like Diamond and Raven are going nowhere. As much as Danny and Drea are loyal to Joseline, I feel like Diamond and Raven to me are like Joseline's like go-tos. Like they know no matter how badly they would be treated, that Joseline's not gonna make them go anywhere. That's just what I see from it, to be honest. Okay. And then we get a new beef. There's these two girls, right? Lexi Goals and another girl. Her name is Chinks. Both of them are some bad bitches, by the way. I told y'all this season, you know, some bad bitches. Bad bitches. That's what Joseline's goal was for this season, because she clearly accomplished it. They apparently both had the same pimp. Okay, one thing about Justice Cabaret, we're gonna get into the 304 life. They apparently had the same pimp daddy, and they were sort of beefing to the point where I guess Chinks wanted to learn the game with Lexi Gold's BD and not BD, but her pimp daddy, and was paying her pimp daddy to learn the game apparently. So they already had a beef going on from there. Let me tell y'all, the way they was squabbling, it threw me because they was fighting hard. And Lexi Gold surprised the hell out of me. Bitch came out of that blonde wig and turned into a menace. Even Jocelyn Peep Gang, Jocelyn was like, I'm not gonna be talking to you bitches crazy because y'all gonna hit me upside my peripheral, okay? Like she knew better than to maybe even try it with them in the future because they were fighting for like the death. It was crazy. Both hit the concrete, thighs shaking, legs quaking, flipping over, okay, hitting hard. It threw me completely. Okay, I was really shocked and like it gagged me. Now they ended up being like ending it cool. That it wasn't a makeup. It doesn't seem like it's gonna end. To be honest, I really feel like it's really the beginning, and it's all over a pimp daddy. You see what these pimps do? It's hard out here for a pimp. They left one pimp and went right to another Jocelyn. Like I just went from one hole to another. Like I just don't get it. Okay. So after that happens, Jocelyn tries to light the mood. And how do you light the mood? You play Jocelyn's cabaret music. I also want to mention when they get into the pool and stuff like that, Wet Wet got more titty pasties than she got t-shirts. She changed into a whole nother titty pasty. I'm like, wait a minute. You did not have that little star pasty earlier. You it was like glitterized earlier. Like she changed pasties in the middle of the scene. Like she didn't even get a t-shirt on. She changed her pasties. Also, Isis, you know damn well that wig was supposed to smell after all them squabbles, okay? She was sweating out the wig. It's probably smelled like damn vodka and regret. What did you think the wig was gonna smell like? Cherries and mother apples? Now, Jocelyn, after the girls have fun in the pool, brings them all together. Wet Wet tries to speak up, and literally Jocelyn just like, girl, shut the hell up. Okay, back up, back up. Don't you stupid ass bitch, back up. She doesn't even let her, speak. Nonetheless, acknowledge any of the other girls to Wet Wet. Like give her some sort of acknowledgement, sort of backs her up because I guess Wet Wet was trying to speak out of turn. Which I'm like, if you was gonna bring her back, and not let her be really a house mom, why do it? Just let her be a cast member then. Like, it would make more sense that if it was that way. Shout out to Isis. Okay, so they go on the bus the next day to go to the Cabaret house, which, by the way, Josh tours the Cabaret house with Ballistic, and that house is one of the best houses I've seen on Zeus. It looks so modern. It looks so like regal. Like, it was really, really nice. Even the stairs lit up. And I thought when they said the stairs lit up, it was gonna be on some tacky-ish where like it would light up in different colors. No, it lit up like damn Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, like Stairway to Heaven type ish. Like, that was really, really cute house. So child, Natalie said, Jocelyn, that they used the baddies budget for this season, and it's giving maybe they did, because that was an expensive home. I know that wasn't cheap. Okay, that bitch looked like it had 3 homes in one. Now, on the Sprinter van, Isis wants her lick back from Drea. Okay, she's sitting there waiting to get Drea. Drea's like, "What do you mean? I don't even know you. I'm not trying to fight you, huh? Who are you?" Okay, so they start going back and forth. Next thing you know, Isis gets up and gets Drea. She starts turning her sideways, around, twist. To be honest, I didn't really see a winner in this. I would, I guess, kind of have to give it to Isis, to be honest. But the space was so awkward that they were kind of twisting each other around. Now, when it came to Danny, this is where I'm a big fan of Isis, because you got her. I'm getting you. You got Danny. Okay? Danny wanted to get up and play captain, save a stripper, and wanted to squabble on Dre's behalf. It ended up getting squabbled down. The way that Isis got her, it literally sat her down. Dre had no other option but to try to jump in, because Isis was getting her. I'm talking about getting her hard. Okay? Just a boop, 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 bow. Okay? All the girls started jumping in. Jayla ends up getting Drea for trying to jump into the fight. My whole thing is, I get y'all be a besties and all, but let your friend take the ass whooping on her own, especially when she asks for it. Okay? She asked for it.
Right.
Meanwhile, while all the girls are fighting, Joseline is with Ballistic and basically talking crap about the girls, about what she thinks about them. There's this one girl, her name is Monica. She's this like BBW Mexican girl that was casted. And apparently, Jocelyn feels as if she got catfish. Okay? My whole thing is, y'all didn't do no video calls with these girls before y'all brought them in, talking about you got catfish. This ain't even fucking Max, bitch. You should have did a video call with them hoes before you brought them on, so you could fill out the personalities and stuff before you pick them for the cabaret. Okay? Stop letting me pepper them just cast a bunch of random girlies, even though they are bad this season. Okay? And this season is already looking a lot better than baddies. Next thing you know, it started to give like the girls were trying to find a way to make sure that they have their star moment in the episode, so that way they could get camera time and show the producers that they're worth of staying. Because this Oceans girl came out of nowhere saying that she, feels as if the girls are not respecting Jocelyn. They don't shut up when she speaks, etc. I'm like, Jocelyn do not need nobody to do that for her. Jocelyn go do it her damn self. You see how she talked to Wet. So she ends up fighting this one girl with like this red hair. She says stupid very funnily. She's like, I don't really want to fight Asians because I find it really stupid. Okay. I don't know her name, y'all. I'm sorry. They need to leave the name tags longer during the confessionals, because I'll be like, wait a minute. What's her name? What's her name? Who's her? You get what I'm saying? Like, just leave it up, Zeus, for just a few more minutes, because it's like we're still getting used to these bitches. It's the second episode. She ends up fighting Jayla, and to be honest, the girl could scrap for a white girl. I will say that. So shout out to Oceans, okay? It's still something good about you, but shout out to her for doing, I guess, her biggest one. I just feel like the reason why the fight happened was sort of stupid, to be honest. All right, that damn Jayla. Jayla went down for the count fast. Okay, Jocelyn still gossiping about the girls. She was like, I got the big bitches in the house. They fighting over one nigga, okay? One pimp daddy, Ballistic. One pimp daddy, okay? She's basically letting them know those two big ass girls, they're thumping over some pimp ass ish. Y'all gotta start referring them to some big ass bitches, because there's literally big ass bitches in the house, and it's not them, okay? Envy says hi. The girls arrive to the house and immediately Jocelyn kicks out Wet Wet because Wet Wet was being too boisterous and loud and puts her outside like a dog. She may as well have had Wet Wet literally get on all fours, put her on a leash, and literally took her out. Like, why even invite the lady at this point? Okay, she shouldn't even have been allowed in the house to begin with. Wet Wet though is too obnoxious. Not everything has to be yes, what? Like, shut up sometimes. Okay. She kicks her out. Jocelyn lays some ground rules, basically gets the tea of what's been going on. And then she releases the girls to go pick a room. They're all running around like it's Bad Girls Club. It was giving more so like Big Legs Bags Collection season 1. No, season 2 when they was running around looking for the rooms and stuff. So the girls are starting to pair with each other. Now, Jocelyn also called out Monica, which is the Mexican BBW girl, because she feels as if she like is like a little bit more on the conservative side. Now I could kind of see what she was saying about that, because even right then and there, you could tell she's a little bit like, I feel like she's more so camera shy, but it was the way she was dressed in. I was like, I wouldn't look at her and be like, oh, she's a dancer, or like, you know, she'd be doing some sultry stuff on the gram. So how she got casted, she must have did a hell of a job on that audition tape. It's all about that audition tape. You convinced them that one good time, you in there like swimwear, okay? So meantime, Wet Wet's outside like a banshee. I did Joss's Cabaret. I'm the reason why Joss's Cabaret is big. While Wet Wet is outside acting a fool, Jocelyn calls her in. So Jocelyn's starting to talk to her, and she's like, you know, you gotta help me help you. So Wet Wet comes at Jocelyn all types of wrong. She's like, well, if you really want to help me out, you would have gotten my tooth fixed and my teeth fixed like you promised 2 seasons ago. So what happened to me getting my tooth fixed? How about you help me with that? My whole thing is Jocelyn is not in charge of your dental care, Wet Wet. Okay, that's what insurance is for. If you don't see yourself a veneer tech, I know something. Okay, so Jocelyn's like, back up off me. Back up off me, nigga. Okay, just how she said the damn Amber. She didn't say the N-word though. And basically tells her to get about her face because Wet Wet was so close to her. Here's the thing. I will give Wet Wet this. She was very drunk. You can tell Wet Wet was not in her right state of mind. I don't know how much bottle she'd have had before she walked up in that house, but the girl was inebriated than a motherfucker. That was not sober Wet Wet. Okay? The sober Wet Wet when it came very apologetic and quiet. This Wet Wet, I don't know where and what they put in her drink. So after that happens, she basically Johnson gets Danny to be not Danny, Drea to get Wet Wet out of her face, and she walks out. Wet Wet showing her punani, flashing the neighbors. At this point, the neighbors could really sue for SA because they done got flashed by Wet Wet's punani so damn much. It's like ridiculous. Seen it every 2 seconds. She bent it over backwards. She put her head to her shoulders, like just show all her punani, just everywhere. Okay, so at this point, Johnson's sort of over it. And next thing you know, the feds show up. Okay, so next thing you know, the feds show up and Wet Wet just starts bawling. She's in her car. She's just like, oh, it's a lot for me. It's a lot to process. Like, I deal with it every day. Like all the Hennessy started coming out them damn tear ducts. Like sis was just bawling. I did feel bad for Wet Wet because as much as she did say some stuff about Drea, her mothering, Drea did hit her first. So it's not like she tipped off the squabbling. All right. She just was defending herself. So Wet Wet sort of like they phased her out, to be honest, and it looks like they probably gonna just send her home. But I remember in the trailer, Jocelyn ends up slapping her. So I don't know if she returns after she kind of calms it down a little bit. But Jocelyn tells all the girls to run to their rooms like they're a damn child. And then she says, oh, before we go to the pool party, if anybody got an issue, squabble it out now. Squabble up, ho! What your squabble like? What your squabble like? Okay, so they started squabbling. Let me tell y'all something. That girl, Chinks, that's a horse. That's a horse. Okay? I'm sorry. Y'all is too big to be thumping up and through that house like that. Y'all gonna break one of the tiles. Literally. Okay? They're gonna have to get a money back. for the Airbnb. Like, they're gonna have to give extra money back. Anyways, they start fighting, whatever. My whole thing is Chinks threw me because it's like you already fought one time. It didn't look like Lacey wanted to smoke, to be honest. So, in my opinion, Chinks would just fight her just for camera time. That's how I kind of sort of see it, and the episode kind of ends off there. Okay, let me know what y'all think down below. I'm enjoying the season so far because it's multiple stuff kind of going on at the same time, and it's just not focused on one surrounding thing, and there's just not one specific person like carrying the show. Okay, let me know what y'all think down below, and we're out, babies. No personal thing.